Hey guys, it is Mac here at Go for Games, and I have a really fantastic special guest with us. This is Dane from IV Studios, and he has brought some really cool stuff for us to look at. Dane, thank you very much for coming out to the shop and showing off IV Studios' newest title in their catalog. Can you tell us a little bit about what you do at
Yes.
IV?
What I do at IV, I was about to tell you about Honors Inn. Yeah. So I'm Dane. I'm a production and design manager. I handle a lot of our prototyping files, files that go blast out first in. We have a lot of hats. There's 8 of us.
Oh,
So
very big company.
yeah, we all share duties and tasks. So
Mhm.
yep.
And then with Honors End, this is a really interesting deck builder, is
Mhm.
what you guys were doing. Can you tell us a little bit about what the team's inspirations were for the feel and the setting of Valoria, which is the world that Honors
Yes.
End is in?
So Honors Inn is more of like a dangerous world.
Okay.
It is medieval. You got like knights and such. They also have we like cosmic horror. That's some of our influences.
Very cool.
Also, if you enjoy the Predator
Yeah,
movies,
yeah.
so like you'll have themes of like honors and virtue and sacrificing that and what it means to like uphold those virtues. So as players go through the story, they may have to make choices that go against that.
Okay.
So,
Oh
yeah.
no, that I love a good like moral conundrum,
Mhm.
especially with our board games and things like that. So in this, I did a little bit of reading on your game. There is this great calamity on the horizon in the name of the Zoti.
Yes.
Can you tell us who the Zoti are, and are they the only ones, or is that too much to spill?
So the Zodi are an antagonist. They're
Mhm.
more of like a mysterious group that can use magic, and magic isn't something that was normally in this world.
Okay.
So the Duke is saying, what's going on here? He's gonna send his knights and say, inspect this, find out what's happening, because we don't know what this is, and they're doing some crazy stuff. So they are an antagonist, but like I said, it is a dangerous world. Players will find many more enemies in the game.
That's super exciting. What about the heroes, like the protagonists that the players get to play? Can you tell us a little bit about
Yeah.
that?
So I have 2 heroes here. We have Lady Baudoin. She is kind of like that picture perfect knight. She's
Mhm.
like, oh, I'm holding myself to like a higher honor, right? And as she goes through the story, she's gonna have to sacrifice some of that. Another example is Sir Rowan. He's like, if you like big two-handers, big damage, he's like, I'm gonna hit something, then ask questions later. His family was slaughtered by the Zodi, so he's gonna explore themes of revenge as the story goes.
Oh, that's cool.
Mhm.
So speaking of like the narrative style of play, because this is a narrative deck builder,
Yes.
could you give us maybe like a little taste of like what a typical session narratively would be like?
Yes, so if players signed up for the narrative session,
Mhm.
they would start in this narrative book. You set up the game as normal, and it plays like a screenplay. So as an example here, I'll open to a screenplay spot. You have different characters and their names.
Oh, okay. So
Yep.
these are the lines that each character. Okay, very cool.
So you'll have one player that reads the narration, and then let's say a character would have Lady Aldwin. They would read for Lady Aldwin. So it's like kind of D&D. If you have a group that likes that,
Yeah.
they can take turns, kind of like getting used to the characters.
Right.
And then also through that, you'll have those 3 bosses, just like the main version, and you may make choices along the way that may increase the difficulty or change the rewards that you get.
Oh, that's cool.
Yep.
And then because everyone is super busy in their lives, that is just kind of the way the world is. I know that the game is played in chapters, right?
Yes.
Are chapters easy spots for people to be able to like jump in, or is that like the hard finish, or can you finish in? Can you like stop and pause in between? What does that look like for your game?
So each chapter will consist of reading on the book, opening one of these envelopes, and fighting 3 enemies.
Okay.
You could start, say it gets to your table and nobody's here for the weekend yet. You can do chapter 1 by yourself solo. Or let's say chapter 2 rolls around and you have 3 friends at your house. They can easily jump in and play chapter 2 with you. So it's very modular like that.
Okay, so like it'll scale
Yes.
very easily. Oh, that's
Mhm.
awesome. That is really awesome. Well, speaking of mechanics, this is not IV Studios' first deck builder.
Not at all.
You guys had
Rakers.
Moonrakers, yes.
Yes.
So you had Moonrakers first. Uh, I know that this was on the Kickstarter. You guys said that this was something that you guys wanted to kind of get back to those roots.
Yes.
Can you give me a little instance of like the differences between the two?
So Moonrakers was a hit for us. We had a great community. We garnered for that, and in the sense of Moonrakers, you are building a ship, and you're making that ship a good bargaining tool to negotiate, to go on contracts. When you have your hand, it's kind of like, this is my hand I'm going to play. You kind of know what the right way to play this hand is. In the case of Honor's End, our cards have multi-use. So in this case here, you have the area in the middle, that's your active action. You play it, you get that bonus. You also have these bonuses at the bottom called tucked actions. You have to grab cards and tuck them under. If you notice, they have some symbols here. So the little bear there. If I would tuck this card under Lady Alwyn, I would also get the bonus there. Those are two alternate ways to use the cards. There's a third way you can use the card as well, and it's before the round of play. This is called a discard action. So you would discard this to your discard pile here, and that action goes to other players on your team, your other allies.
So you're giving that action,
Yes.
that ability to other players.
But you are sacrificing a card from your hand.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
So it's less about, this is the hand that I have, this is what I'll play, and more about, these are the tools that I've built into my deck, and how will I use them on my turn.
Well, that is pretty cool. Like it's very. I feel that it's very simple in its approach, but I feel that there's a lot of different little nuances that you're able to utilize to kind of make the experience a little more custom to you, and give you some really great gameplay. And I know that you touched on a little tiny bit where you said that you could play the game solo because if your table couldn't make it.
Yes.
What is the big differences between solo gameplay and then group gameplay?
So once you've read the rulebook on how to play the game, you have one more paragraph to read for solo mode. You get an additional Squire deck. So on your turn, for every round of play, you will draw a card. It's a Squire card. It gives you a base ability or bonus. And then those cards also have those tucking abilities, which you would have to pay for.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Well, that is pretty cool too. So there is like the campaign mode that we just talked about, but then there is also the adventure mode, and the adventure mode is supposed to be like some like boss battle style.
Correct.
Is that something that is for like once you finish the campaign mode, you can continue to do this over and over and over again, or is it its own gameplay style by itself?
So adventure mode is more of a modular, like switch out. Like say, if your group wants to play Honor's End, but they're not in the mood for any story, right?
Okay.
You can set up the game just like normal and draw 3 enemies, and you're good to go. You're good to start playing. Anything you've unlocked in previous chapters are built into those decks as well. So you do get the reward of, I've gone through to chapter 6. Have some really cool cards in here. Let's just do a one-off. So
Right.
that's kind of like the feel for adventure mode. We do recommend jumping into that story because we've built a great story, great world, and we want players to experience that. So, yeah.
Very, very cool. I'm looking at these components, and these components are, Ivy always impresses me with like one of my favorite games is Scales of Fate, and I just love all the components. Now, what you have here is the standard game, or will there be a deluxe version that people can look forward to?
So what you are looking at here is a prototype game. A lot of it, what you see, is made for standard. So we like to prototype the standard edition, and then we think about, hey, how can we make this to the next level, right? So if you have your honor boards here, this is where we put our bosses. You'll notice we have spot varnish. For the upgraded edition, this may not be confirmed, but we'll see. We may put metallic foil. Some of the cards, we may add metallic foil to it. Maybe some of the more mystical bosses, we may add holofoil as well as metallic foil. We may upgrade the dice to marble swirl on them and stuff like that.
Yeah,
So.
I do like that. I do like that. Like I said, you guys always knock it out the park with all of your components, and then the premium components, like we were just talking earlier, Forbidden Sky. I love that the pieces are magnetic.
Yes.
But they have a great feel to it. The cards have a great feel. The player boards have a really, really great feel to it. Just really, really, I'm super excited. So, being the art designer, the AD for IB, you have to kind of find a direction with the art and stuff like this. art in this is beautiful. I don't know if you guys can see this, but look at just how like iconic all of the characters and the style of everything looks. What what led you guys to this particular style? Because like all your games always have a different feel to it. What led you guys to this
Yeah.
style?
So when we have a new game, we always want to try something new. So that means we're always looking for a new artist. So Moonrakers, Veiled Fate, Fractured Sky, we've always worked with someone different. So in this case, we've worked with Glenn Thomas. We have like a medieval style gritty like world, and that matched with Glenn very great. So we're very excited to work for him. He's done all of the equipment and the characters, and it really brings the game to the next level.
Oh,
So,
absolutely, absolutely. And it's like I said, I don't know if you guys can catch this on camera, but the the feel and the design, it's just got this really kind of epic old feel to it. Like it's like almost like when I was watching. I don't know if you guys ever saw Blue Eye Samurai on Netflix.
yes, love that
The
show.
art design was fantastic, but it gave you a real feel for that period of Japan that they were in. And that's what I get when I see stuff like this. I mean, it very classic medieval look, but it has this kind of almost like I don't know, like a stained glass feel to like there's some flat areas to things and there's really bold highlights. That's fantastic. That's so cool. You've played this game already, obviously. So, do you have any favorite heroes or favorite moments that you might be able to spoil just a little bit that doesn't spoil everything?
Absolutely. There's a character in Chapter 1 that changes the way you play your blood cards. So, wound.
Okay.
They're wound cards, and they're kind of trash up your deck. You have to play them, and in order to get rid of them, you tuck a card in there to send it back to the box. Now, this specific character, it says every wound card played, it turns into damage. So it kind of feels a little bit like blood magic, which is super fun.
Oh,
So, love that. And honestly, some of my favorite moments is watching new players play. They get to experience the story, make choices. I like to see those synergies they kind of like pull out. Our equipment cards, if you are the lead player, you get to share one of your equipment with the whole table. So not only do you get the equipment you have, but everybody will get a new equipment to work with on that turn, which is super fun.
Well, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And, I'm sorry.
Oh, there's one more thing I'm very excited for. I don't know if we talked about it yet, but we are working with Foreteller. It is an app that does narrative for the players at the table. So this book will be an app as well that you can get if you're not in the mood to read, if you want someone else to read for you. So
Will it be all voice acted, I'm assuming?
yes.
Oh man, that's hip. Oh man, whew, I'm getting a little sweaty. That's great. That's great. I really like. I'm a big fan of the Lucky Duck stuff. I'm a real big fan of the Temporary System stuff, where they have integrated technology into the games.
Yes.
Fantasy Flight Games did it with Star Wars. Oh my God, Imperial Assault. And I really enjoyed that they started bringing stuff in, and then you start seeing other companies implement that technology into board games. Because why not? I mean, if we have it, why not? You know, I think
Eventually we'll get a Yu-Gi-Oh, right?
One
day.
One day. So this is going to come to Kickstarter. When does the Kickstarter actually start?
October 7th.
October 7th.
Yes.
So guys, remember, October 7th, this is when you can jump in directly, help the company out, bring this beautiful thing to life, and get some kind of cool little perks, because they always throw in some really great perks. But let's say if, after this amazing interview, by the way, I'm just saying, like we're killing it. But after this, they're still on the fence. Is there a possibility for them to get hands-on, maybe learn how to play the game?
Yes, so we're doing the Honors End tour, I believe on the 28th here. We're doing it at Go For Games. You can come on over. There's, I believe, 15 spots available. There was 20, 5 are gone, so you got to act fast. There's also hosted events throughout the U.S. Lily's working on that. She's working very hard, so props to her. And yeah, if you can't get there in physical form, you can join us on the Discord. We do play tests there as well.
And then finally, of course, in typical Hot Ones style, we have braved this entire interview together. We made it. Do you want to shout at any of your team members and say hello to them?
Yeah, so I did shout out Lily. She's working very hard. But also I'm going to shout out Miso. That's our company dog. So
Oh.
Hardest worker.
Oh, absolutely. Miso, that is a good puppers. Well, guys, Dane, thank you very much for coming out.
Yeah.
I cannot wait to sit down at the table and actually get to play through Honors End with you. We will have the demo here at Gopher Games on the 28th.
Yep.
And yeah, get those tickets. They should be on our website. It is go4gamesnola.com. You can get your tickets there and come see Dane and check out Honors End. Don't forget, the Kickstarter is October 7th. You definitely want to get involved with that, and we'll see if there's a way that the shop can get involved with it too. So always a good thing. As always, thank you guys for taking time to watch us talk about and geek out on game stuff. We will talk to you soon. Bye.
Thank you.